Hey y'all, it's Indigo here coming at you with my round 2 video. This is the last week of 3v3 Grand Arena. We're just about wrapping things up here. Before I get into the battle board, I haven't done this in a minute, so let me give a quick shout out to my patrons. I want to thank you guys all for your support. I really appreciate it. Helps me with equipment and whatnot, being able to keep making these videos. And let me just give a quick shout out. My gold guys, Johnny Cron, Castle, Wingnut, Rival, Rum Runner, Dynacon V. Silver is Mikayas and Bruh. And my regular patrons are Spets, Ekel, Kazi, Go Cubs, Darth Kiwi, Mr. Herman, Uncle Chow, Pesticides, and Jairi. So thank you guys so much for your support. I really appreciate it again. I can't thank you guys enough. Let's dive into it and let me show you guys the board. Alright, so here's what it looks like. He's got Grievous and Geos up top. So we're going to leave the top zone alone. I went in and checked his bottom, and he's got some fairly easy teams, or at least I know what I want to use there. So we're going to take that out first, and that way I'll be able to see what's hiding in the back and then budget the rest of my teams accordingly. You see he's got two Night Sister teams down there, and then he's got a Droids team. Well, I haven't fought the Droids team before, but both of those Night Sister teams, I already know what I want to use. Okay, the first team we're going to take out, we're going to use First Order with Watt. You guys have seen this before. This is a really good 3v3 Night Sister counter. I chose First Order with Watt, asked a couple friends, and you know, I wanted to use this team for one of the Night Sister teams. And this one has a Relic 7 Asajj, so I want to make sure they'd be strong enough, a bit more resilient, be able to heal up, and not get, you know, one shot or taken out by a super strong Asajj. So figured this would be the way to go, since Fox and Crew are both relicked. I forget how many relics they have, but both of them are relicked up decently. They can hold their own, especially with the techs from Watt. Now that I've got the taunting tech on Crew and the weapons mod tech on Fox, it doesn't matter if Watt dies. He's just there to help with a little bit of healing and protection recovery. You know, helps with the banner efficiency on this team. But after he gets these two techs out, he's really not needed. You can see that they're hitting Crew pretty hard. They almost get rid of his protection, but thankfully he's able to heal back up. He restores protection so quick with that tech on him, so it's nice. Having a little bit of trouble getting around Zombies taunt. That can be a little bit annoying to have to deal with, but once I am able to get around the taunt, I can go take a good shot at Asajj. Took her out. Now it's just Spirit and Zombie. And I'm trying to get Zombie out where if you attack her and kill her a couple times, she's going to get that red minus 50% speed. And she gets two of those stacked up, she's not going to be able to move. So trying to do that, and then I'll be able to focus on Spirit. And once I can get focused on Spirit, the key is to stun her. And then once she's stunned, she can't evade the hits from Fox. Even if she has Foresight, she won't be able to evade Fox's hits. So I've got the two red things above Zombie's head. You see that? Zombie can't gain turn meter and taunt and steal my focus away. Now it's just a matter of waiting for the stun. There it is. And now that she can't evade, it's good night. So done with that. Just got to clean up the zombie. And there we go. 53 banners. The next Night Sister team, and this will be one of the last times I use this team, is General Skywalker. If you have an understarred one, 6 stars, gear 11. It's really good to take out Night Sisters on the fact that they can't revive, so I don't have to worry about Towson Lead causing any problems. You can see they just ripped right through those Night Sisters for 53 banners. So I got him Relic 7 now, though, so next go-around of GAC, I won't have to worry about that. And then for the droid team, there's nothing that really does any damage. Like, they throw down some debuffs, And I guess they're able to land target lock. My nest is 145% tenacity, so they are able to land target lock. But beyond that, they can't really land any bunch of debuffs or anything, and they're not going to do any kind of severe damage. Maybe this is meant as some kind of a timeout team, because L3 and T3 can both heal up, restore health and protection on other droids. But it's not a big deal for Nest, because Nest can just ignore the taunts. Took out T3 first, now L3, now it's just Magna. And there's no kind of staying power for Magna. Just get him knocked out here. There's really nothing he can do. Got him down to the yellow and gone. So 55 banners for that, and I really didn't have to waste anything too great. I'm able to unlock that back zone, see what he's got waiting for me back there, and then once I see what he's got, I can kind of make up my mind as to what else I want to do. Back here, he's got Kira Nest, and then he's got a Hux team, but he's using Crew and Fox. Both of them are Gear 13. He's got a leftover First Order team, and then he's got some Bounty Hunters down there at the bottom. So nothing too spectacular there. I'm able to clear this whole bottom, it looks like, without a whole lot of trouble. So we'll just dive in and do that. His Bosk isn't very high tenacity, so it's safe enough to take Jedi Training Rey in there. And as long as he's not high tenacity, you can just go first and open up with the AoE burn. That way you'll get some crits, and hopefully that's exposes, which is turn meter for the team. Then BB-8 goes, then my Rey will go, and she can wave at Bosk and hopefully reduce his turn meter and throw up ability block. And as long as he's not high tenacity, all that works fine. And then it's no problem from there. You just work on the two sides, get them out of there, and then you can save Bosk for last as long as he stays ability blocked or you watch his turn meter. You just don't want him to get the taunt off, because it'll be a huge pain if he does. So I don't have to worry about that. I'm carefully watching to make sure he stays ability blocked. Working on the two sides, went for Django first. Take him out. I don't like his big missile hit. That'll really wreck your world. So working on getting rid of him. And then I got Boba over there to deal with. So I just went ahead and took him out with a basic from R2. Now I don't have to worry about him anymore. Got Boba over there, so we'll start working on him. Took him out once. Now I just got one more to go. Throw some burning down. Attack him again. There he goes. Now it's just Bosk, and I'm able to stun him. So now I have perfect control, and I can work on banner recovery. Because right now my opponent hasn't gone. I don't know when he's going to go or what he's going to put up, but I did look at his history, and he's usually fairly efficient on banners, gets around 2,400 something. So I did base my defenses off his history and the fact that he saves a lot for offense because he likes to clear the board. So I did set my Darth Revan with Malik, since my opponent likes to keep his Darth Revan for offense. So, and I am faster, so I figured maybe he'll try it and fail, or buy me an extra, some wiggle room, get some room to breathe there. This is what he's got up north. You can see it's like a tank team. He's got Watt up there, Grievous, Newt, bunch of good stuff, but he put it up there. So now I can just kind of budget my teams where I want. I know what I'm going to use for certain things. So I should have one-shot counters to pretty much everything that he's got. There's nothing that's like super tricky that's going to, throw me off. So I figure as long as I can one-shot everything, and I put some tricky stuff down for him, so hopefully he's going to, stumble a little bit. And he actually does attack a little bit later in the video, and you can kind of see that he's making moves while I am too. So I was constantly checking on what he was doing. And I don't want to, spoil how everything goes, but we'll just keep plugging away on my end. You can see I'm taking my JKR against his Grievous. Pretty standard fare. Just working on waiting for the direct focus to come up so I can throw that on Grievous and get him marked and out of the way. It is a little bit of a pain with B1 there constantly. He's constantly healing Grievous up, and so that just drags out the match a bit, and it can mess you up because if Grievous gets to go and builds up his attacks, he's gonna, end up doing damage and he could kill somebody. If he kills the wrong person at the wrong time, that could really tank your run. So gotta watch out for that. It's a little bit annoying, but it's a standard comp. I've had practice with it before. Just keep throwing direct focus at Grievous and working on him, all the while using the AoEs from like Yoda and from Revan to knock down stacks on that B1. Try and get him low, but don't necessarily kill him. And now you see Grievous is gone, so now I can just do whatever. Honestly, you could probably throw it on auto, but I don't know, I like to finish it off. You want to call assists on everybody, try to top them up as much as they can assist and gain back a little bit of protection. You try and do that. Just get what you can, banner-wise. And I was able to get 54, so good enough there. This is something I really wanted to try ever since my last match last week where I faced Blade Baka and I had a conversation with him about Geos and about, he showed me his Treya and Scion and how he just takes the two of them and they're enough to get through the Geos because you got to have them relicked up and modded a certain way. And so I got my Scion really tanky, lots of health, lots of protection on Treya. You can see that in the beginning she took a beating, but they weren't able to get through her protection or anything. So these two are doing just fine. I don't have to waste a third character that might die off. The goal is to make them strong enough that even if Spy gets a big hit, Scion will have Held by Hatred anyway, and it shouldn't matter. So you can see them, Spy takes a hit at Scion, but it does basically nothing. Not really any way to recover some banners there, so I just take what I can get. But with only 2 people going in, I at least pick up 53, and that's much better than 49. Moving on to the next, he's got that ST Han lead team with Droideka and Watt in there. So I just took clones. I figure clones are going to have enough damage that they're going to be able to get through almost everything. I'm able to use them because they're all Relic 7. They're all modded really well. I was getting them in shape for my General Skywalker. Just recently took him to Relic 7, so I'll be using them with him. And you can see that they're going to rip through these undergeared characters. They don't stand a chance. So going after Watt, get him out of there. Droideka had damage immunity, but I can work on him now. No big deal there. They do plenty of damage. I got Rex's big hit. And that's it. 52 banners for that team. So pretty proud of that. Alright, next up we'll take CLS against his Newt team. This way, I know for sure I'm going to tear through it. I know it's a little bit overpowered for this, but I don't have to worry about messing around with that extortion. None of that. Just start taking them out, boom, 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 before they can even do much of anything. You can see I got extortion on Luke, but it wasn't enough to matter. Got 54 banners there. And that clears off his front top zone. You can see that he's done a little bit of work on my side. So I'll just let him do his thing while I go clear his ships. Normally I save this for the last thing, but I wanted to clear the zone because he stumbled a little bit and I didn't know if he was going to make it through on my bottom or not. My Darth Revan team's over there. You can see that I cleared his ships. He set a Falcon fleet. I just went and took my negotiator, got 59 banners for that one. So not the best in the world, but anytime I get through fleet, that's good enough for me. So I'm sitting pretty good. I think maybe he'll get stuck on my Darth Revan. He used something good. Maybe the first battle was a setup and the other one was to give it a shot. maybe a mirror, but it didn't work for him. So we're going to work on taking out these teams down south here, and I'll show you what I use for those. And first up, we'll take out that Kira team that's got Nest and Vandor in there. And so for that one, I just figured EP lead, but with Thrawn and Nihilus. This is the good thing about not having to burn Nihilus on the Geos. I'm able to save him and use him under another lead. And he's a powerful character to use by himself just because of the Annihilate. I didn't necessarily have to use him here. There were different options, but it's always best to have that in your back pocket, have Annihilate. And that way I know for sure I'm not going to get stuck on any of these characters. So I got Nest there. I can keep her fractured. I can keep her stunned. He doesn't have high tenacity on his Nest. That's one of the first things I checked. And that's great for me because that means that Nest is susceptible to EP's stun or shock. So I don't have to worry about that. So you can see this team has tons of control. They gain plenty of turn meter. Nest is getting some counterattacks in, but that all stops with Fracture. And now I got Annihilate up, so boom. Done with that. Got 52 banners for it. No stress there, so I don't have to worry about maybe I'll win. You know, it was easy. For this leftover First Order team, he's got Phasma and Xylo, and then his Stormtrooper. But the Stormtrooper doesn't have a Zeta on him. It's not too tough of a team. And I know Xylo likes to use his AoE so much. So that's just good for me. Wampa's using his counterattacks. Got Xylo out first. That's the main damage threat of the team. It wasn't much of a threat, but the main damage dealer. Get him out of there. Start working on the rest. Stormtrooper there. Go ahead and just take him out. Now it's just Phasma left. Try and throw a stun. Yeah, there's nothing he's going to do. Didn't even need to power up Wampa. And got 54 banners for that. And then the last team we'll take out is this Hux-led crew and Fox. Well, it could be tough. I'm guessing, you know, those are powerful characters. But against this team where I don't have to worry about the 2-turn stun, because once somebody gets stunned, I can just cleanse it with either Padme or General Kenobi. Went straight after Hux, took him out. That way I don't have to worry about any of his uniques, anything he gives to the team. I just don't have to worry about that. Start working on crew. Get protection up for my team. Take him out. Now it's just Fox, who can be a heavy damage dealer, but without any supporting cast and without crew leadership, you know, there's not a lot he can do by himself. So I'm just healing up my protection and taking him out. And that's it. 54 banners for me. I had the right teams to get the job done. So you can see my opponent went a little bit, did what he can do. I woke up this morning and this was the board. He struggled a couple times on my Darth Revan up front. I had a Newt team there that he went 2 battles on, and that was just in the first zone. In the back zone, I had, you know, Grievous. I put Geos back there. So I had a couple hard teams and then a couple just meh. I had a Hux team back there. But I put my Bosk team back there hoping that he'd get to it last, because that's one of the more difficult teams to take out if you don't have the right characters. There's just so much speed and so much defense and protection that they're going to have, that if you don't have the right key characters, you're going to get stuck there. And he's gone 5 battles against that, and it looks like it's going to be left standing. So even if he would have cleared it, looks like a good win for me. And that's all I needed. This should seal the deal for me getting Kyber. As long as I get a full clear next round, that should be all I need. So we'll see you guys in the next round. Shout out to my buddy Mikayas. He runs a modding service. He'll go through, make sure you got the right squad compositions and the right mods on the right characters. Give your account a real nice tune-up. I'll put the link to his Discord in my description. Go ahead and check him out. Tell him Indigo sent you. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share your comments down below, and hopefully you'll check out my other videos on my channel. Peace.